So yesterday, I was riding my Uber. I don't know where people stand when it comes to Uber, but I'm personally a fan. And one of the things they have now, this thing called Uber Pool, which is interesting because sometimes you end up just sharing a ride with someone else. And yesterday was particularly interesting because I was on my way to meet with a director of one of the shelters here downtown, just a friend of mine, and I guess we just got to asking what we did for work, and so I asked her what she did for work. So I'm in advertising, and then she asked what do I do for work, and it's always awkward for me to answer what I do, because even if I just tell people what my title is, it doesn't mean anything. And especially considering most people in Toronto don't really have a concept of church or church language. So I could easily just tell her I'm an urban missionary, and she has no idea what that means. So I told her, yeah, I kind of work nonprofit sector, helping people in the margins and all that stuff. And it brought this incredible conversation about her own life. And she said, yeah, I'm doing something similar. She told me that she took a year to just go to Africa and got in touch with this woman who was actually taking in orphans, and she was just so moved by her work, so she decided to volunteer the rest of her time there. And now while she's here, she helps her fundraise and do her work. So she was compelled by this woman's mission. That's what she said to me. That it's kind of mission work, even though that's not what she set out to do. And it just made me think of how God is at work in people's hearts. There's this passage in Romans that says that the law of the Spirit of God is written on men's hearts, so that all men are without excuse. And most of people just think about that when it comes to the law, but I think that Scripture is also talking about the law of the Spirit of God that says we should care for the orphans. And it's amazing how, without any introduction to any church service or singing songs, listening to some preacher, just felt compelled that she needs to join in and be part of a mission that's really deep in Jesus' heart and ethos and what God thinks about the world. All this to say, I realized after that conversation that God is just at work here. And it may not be the kind of version that the rest of us who go to church are used to, but God is always at work. And I think my challenge is for me to be in tune with what God is doing so that I don't get in the way. Instead, I join the chorus of what God is doing. And I'm realizing that the gospel people are interested in is actually for us to take Jesus seriously in caring for those who need help. Just my thoughts for this video blog. Urban Missionary, Ejay Tupe in downtown Toronto.